Hamilton Community Foundation. How did it all begin? The year was 1951. A first-class stamp cost 3 cents. The show I Love Lucy made its television debut. Harry S. Truman was president. Joe DiMaggio retired after 15 seasons with the New York Yankees. And the new United Nations headquarters opened in New York City. In Hamilton, William Beckett was mayor. Residents enjoyed a variety of pastimes, such as car shows, several glorious parades a year, and the picture show at Hamilton's 5 theaters. The bus system provided mobility for a nickel a ride. After elementary and middle school, students advanced to Hamilton High, Hamilton Catholic, or Notre Dame. Upon graduation, they went away to college or started jobs at Champion, Beckett, Mosler, Herring Hall, Bendix, or any number of industries in town. Downtown Hamilton enjoyed a retail boom. The population in 1950 was 58,000 and would grow 25% over the next decade. And on Christmas Eve, a group of friends gathered to sign the incorporation papers that began the Hamilton Community Foundation. Present that evening were 7 community leaders: W. Otis Briggs Jr., Cyrus J Fittin, William Murstein, Huntington V. Parrish, Fredrick A. Reister, Robert M. Sohngen, and William J. Wolfe. W. Otis Briggs Jr. Briggs was the Hamilton Community Foundation's first executive director and remained in that post until he retired in 1980.
The Hamilton Community Foundation was mainly my father's idea, and he contacted a lot of the generous and smart people in town. He had the founders over to our house 1951, Christmas Eve.
He'd acknowledged that he'd been part of it, but I don't think I've ever heard him boast about it at all. It had developed enough by the time of his passing that he had to realize what he'd helped create.
Otis, of course, was the director of the Community Chest, which later became United Way, and he was, I'm sure, a strong influence in getting the Hamilton Community Foundation started.
The whole concept had to be sold, and I think those founders already had a reputation in philanthropy and charity.
So they reacted to the requests that they got, and for that he was very grateful that they grew so that they could really be a force in the community.
Under his leadership, the net worth of the foundation grew from $5,000 in 1951 to more than $2 million upon his retirement in 1980. Cyrus J Fittin. A member of a family whose dedication to Hamilton spans 5 generations and 150 years. Cyrus J Fittin was a local attorney and a trustee and president of the foundation board.
What is great about the foundation is they had the courage and the boldness to take it upon themselves to create this entity. And then the entity over time has just evolved into this, I can't imagine what Hamilton community would be like without it. It's done so many positive things, there's just no way we could be the community we are today without the Hamilton Community Foundation. It just couldn't happen. To be part of the 3rd generation, to actually be on the board of the Community Foundation and other members of our family to be on the board, I think that speaks a lot for the commitment that our family has made to the area and to the community by embracing such a wonderful organization.
William Murstein. The initial gift of $5,000 was provided by William Murstein, a highly regarded Hamilton philanthropist and active member of many nonprofit boards. Murstein made the initial contribution, establishing the foundation's endowment fund. The longtime owner of Wilmer's department store also served as president of the Hamilton Community Foundation. Though not originally from Hamilton, Murstein lived here for 25 years, devoting much of his time to charitable organizations. His success with Wilmers afforded him the opportunity to give generously to many organizations. Friend Otis Briggs remarked that Murstein helped many Hamilton people and Wilmers employees without recognition. Huntington v. Parrish. Hunt Parrish gave many years of service to the Hamilton Community Foundation as a trustee, board president, and committee chairman. As an attorney who did estate planning, Parrish was often asked by clients about the needs of the charities now and in the future.
The idea of the foundation was to provide for new programs, experimental programs, to give funding where public or private funds weren't otherwise available to meet those needs. So it was more future thinking than meeting present operating needs. One of the main things was they knew that society would change, and they knew that rather than to give to an organization, they could give to the community foundation, and therefore the board could direct funds to what's the needs of the community now and in the future, not in the past. You figure in 1951, the whole thing started with $5,000. So obviously you just can't project into the future what something like this might do, but he'd be very proud.
The whole Parrish family, through the generations, has been integral to the foundation's success. Fredrick A. Reister. Born to a long-time and established Hamilton family, Fred Reister was a respected civic leader and an attorney who is always said to have been a lawyer's lawyer. He served as both a trustee of the foundation and president of the foundation board.
In 1951, when the foundation was started, Dad was the law director for the city of Hamilton. And I think had Hamilton on his mind at that point in time. And my takeaway is that this group was looking for a community-based organization where people who were from Hamilton could make contributions with the assurance that it was going to stay in Hamilton and be used for the benefit of Hamilton. He would be absolutely amazed, and I think he'd be very, very honored to take a look at just a partial listing of the distributions that are made on an annual basis out of the funds at the foundation, and the number of funds that have been created, the number of families who have bought into the concept. He'd be amazed.
Robert M. Sohngen. Robert M. Sajan was born and raised in Hamilton, graduating from Hamilton High School. Following a strong career in the military, Sohngen was an attorney, political leader, and he was a director of the Ohio Casualty Insurance Company and a vice president and director of the Second National Bank of Hamilton. He spent most of his career here, serving the community, state, and nation as an Army officer, lawyer, businessman, school board member, city solicitor, member of the governor's cabinet, and as an associate justice of the Ohio Supreme Court. William J. Wolfe. William Wolfe founded Southwestern Ohio Steel Company, a business of 400 employees. He and his wife Jean helped provide low and middle-income housing in Hamilton and served on many community boards, including the Hamilton Community Foundation.
Bill Wolfe, who was known as Wolfie, he grew up in Hamilton. He loved Hamilton. His friends were in Hamilton. He traveled with people from Hamilton. His business life was in Hamilton. That was important to him. He cared about people. Bill was very active and caring about the people in Hamilton. He'd say it's going in the right direction. He would be glad that its focus is Hamilton and Butler County. And he'd be glad it's doing the kinds of things that they hoped it would do. He'd have no trouble with it expanding and helping develop the community, etc.
When the foundation was started on that Christmas Eve, few Hamilton residents realized that the community had just received a valuable long-term gift.
They were friends. They hung out together. They played together. They worked together. They did things to better the community. So obviously, and collectively, they came up with this notion of, let's create something that's going to live on forever.
It was Hamilton's peak growth period. I think 1948 to 1953, a 5-year period, was Hamilton's pinnacle. But I think it was a period of people feeling good about themselves and about their futures, and again, seeing needs.
Through the generous contributions of many, over the next 65 years, the accomplishments have been too numerous to mention.
The one thing that I probably regret as far as my dad is concerned is that he couldn't be here today to see how much the Hamilton Community Foundation has really done for the whole community.
And meeting the future with grants aimed at creating a more educated community, increasing economic vitality, enhancing community quality of life. Powerful, impactful, building a better community through creative philanthropy, vision, and leadership, and the trusted resource for growing philanthropy and leading change to improve our community, all from one great idea. Hamilton Community Foundation, a gift to Hamilton and beyond that will last forever. As envisioned by 7 friends on Christmas Eve 65 years ago.